We're starting in this book. It's called, the Sefer is called Meshivas Nefesh. It's about talking to Hashem. That's what it's about. That's the idea. Like the whole thing is about how to connect to Hashem, and specifically through talking to Him. Okay, that's this topic. Okay. He says, every person has to scream out to Hashem, and to turn out to Hashem, as if he's in the middle of the ocean, as if he's hanging on a hair's breadth, about to drown, and there's like massive waves going all around you, like all sorts of, like you're in trouble. That's what you should daven to Hashem as if you're in trouble, until you don't even know what to do. Because in this world, you're literally in trouble. You have a lot of people that don't believe in Hashem, that are trying to talk to you and convince you. A lot of people a lot of influences on the street, on the internet, on social media, on general way of life, the way people talk about the world. These things influence us and they affect us very negatively, and can even drive us off the correct path for the rest of our lives. Some people waste their whole lives just trying to make money because their parents told them success is money, and if you don't have tons of money, then you're not successful. The more money you have, the more successful you are. So you're being bombarded with all these ideas all the time. That's just one example. There's more than that. There's temptations and there's all sorts of other things like that. So you have to realize that even though it doesn't feel like it all the time, it feels like everything's going great and everything, it's not going great because you're in a dangerous position. You have maybe a friend who's trying to tell you, let's go to Florida, let's talk about atheism or whatever it is, and you're like, oh, just to talk about it, like, okay, what's the big deal? And then at the end of the day, your whole life could be ruined because of it. Yeah. So you're being thrown in a storm wind. This world is constantly battle between success and failure of your soul, your life. And when you realize that, then you could start davening to Hashem. You could start davening to Hashem like he's describing here. You really have to feel like that. You have to realize this is the truth. The truth is that you're in the middle of an ocean. It's called planet Earth, right? There's tons of waves, which are waves of internet, advertising, friends, physical desires that are coming upon you and trying to destroy your life. And your choice is to either call for help or just to drown. Some people, they give up and they just drown. That's not good. We don't want to do that. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to call out to Hashem. You call out to Hashem from the Ad Leva Shamayim. So the winds are basically like tearing everything apart. And it's the winds are so strong that you really don't know what to do. One of the principles in davening to Hashem is you have to realize, if you think you can handle the world, and if you can control your surroundings, so then why daven to Hashem? It's all in your hands. It's all your choice. What do you have to daven to Him for? That's the atheists think. It's my choice. I have control. I have the power to do this or not to do this. So if that's how you think, then you have no real point in davening to Hashem. At least not a very big point, because your main point is, I can do it. It's my power. Once you start realizing you have no power, and your main choice really is to daven to Hashem and to try, but you can't actually guarantee success. You can't make anything happen. It's Hashem that makes everything happen. You could just try, but real success and real help and being saved is dependent on Hashem. That means your only choice is to turn to Him. Or maybe He'll give it to you, but not because you turn to Him, and not because of your own merits, not because of your own actions, because you can't really run the world. If you think you can run the world, so there's no point in davening. If you really think you control the whole world, everything about it. And you have to basically feel like as if you have barely even any power to cry out to Hashem, or no time to cry out to Hashem. And really there is no answer in the whole world except to turn your eyes to Hashem, and to cry out to Hashem. So this is how a person has to call out to Hashem. This is how a person has to do all the time. This is basically our life in this world, and it's not a depressing situation. It's more like a battlefield or a fighter who is, or a chess master or whatever it is. We're in the game and we're trying to succeed, and it's something that's unbelievably rewarding when you succeed, and also not so good if you fail. But it's like this is the real life. This is all we have. This is our real powers to call it to Hashem. A person is in danger in this world, in tremendous danger. As every person knows in his own soul, you know how much danger you're in. And some people don't realize as much, and that's a different problem. When you don't realize that you're in so much danger, and you think that everything's going fine, then you're in real danger. In any case, but basically, to summarize, we have to realize we're in a storm wind. Our life here in this world is like a storm wind. We have to daven to Hashem as if, imagine you were in a boat and you thought that you were just going on a cruise and everything was fine, and then the tidal waves started coming and the boat started getting shaking from side to side, and then literally the whole thing cracks and you go flying with like maybe a little life jacket, maybe not, and you're floating around in the water and everyone's like drowning and dying left and right, and electrical lightning flying, zapping people, of course, their hand up too high or something like that. Left and right, I think people are dying, and there's still fires in the water and oil spills. You literally don't know if you're going to live another 2 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. That's life. And maybe it's maybe you could imagine you could live 2 minutes, I don't know.
More here, I think, actually no, I'm very wrong about that. I was gonna say more here, but it's not true.
No, it's everywhere.
America's the same.
It's everywhere. America's worse, probably.
America's
worse, because listen, like here, it's like imagine you're in the water and you have groups of people, larger groups of people trying to help out and trying to, and more, structure.
No, what I'm saying there's still more waves in America. There's still a lot of waves there.
Sure. Okay, the next paragraph. One time Rav Nosson was speaking, Rabbi Nachman's main Talmud, and he stood in front of Rabbi Nachman, and and he was lying on his bed, and this is what he said from his holy mouth. He said in this lashon. I'm not going to read this in Der Iker is mi beten shol shamasi. The main thing is that you should call out to Hashem like from the depths of Gehenna. So see what it says in Devar Ayin L'Shuva. Shemevi sham hadibur hazeh v'kasav sham bezel lashon. It says there.
Why can't you daven to him from the good?
What?
Why can't you daven to him from the good?
You can, and it's about saying thank you, and it's also very important. But when a person's really stuck, when you need to be saved and you need to go on to the next level, so you have to daven from realizing your difficulty.
Huh.
Davening from good is another direction. Like on Rosh Hashanah, we blow in through the narrow part. And we daven for whenever you want to go up. If you realize that you're really in a low place today, so you can go up. If you realize, if you're davening to Hashem and saying thank you Hashem for everything, and that's all you're doing, and you're not trying to go up, so then you don't realize that you're far. If you don't realize that you're far, how are you going to get closer? That's the idea of Tisha B'Av, which is coming up in a few days. The idea of Tisha B'Av is really realizing how much we lost, and that's why we have to sit on the floor. We have to cry. We have to realize that we're far, far, far from where we're supposed to be, and we could be closer, and that's how we daven to Hashem. We daven to Hashem from the lowest state, like on Tisha B'Av, where we're literally like, we're just broken, and we have to connect to the fact that we're lost. Because if you feel like you have everything going for you, which is also one of the things that we have to realize, but if we feel like always we have everything going for us, then we won't have this push from the lack. Okay, so everyone falls, and everyone thinks that when we're talking about calling to Hashem from the lowest levels, he's not talking about me. He's talking about someone else who falls just a little bit. Not someone who falls like me, who's like, I was born in America and I grew up doing X, Y, and Z, and I did this and that. We're talking about the religious guys, like really religious guys who do a little avera here and there, and they fall into like momentary fall, and they have to pick themselves up. But a person who's like born and bred in these places is like, well, that's what can I do? That's just where I'm born. No. That person also has hope, and that person also has to daven to Hashem as if he is literally in the depths of Gehenna and he has to get out. And Hashem will help him. And he has to daven as if he has no more power to daven anymore. Sorry. How does that make sense? Okay, sorry. He's saying that many people feel like I already davened so much. I already tried to be religious the way I want to be, whatever it is, but it didn't work. So like I'm finished. Like it didn't work. Like that's it. I see it didn't work. That's not true. A person lives 120 years. You have till the 120th year on the 364th day of your life, to return, to change your life. And you can't give up. It's impossible. It's like completely, the only thing you're not allowed to do really is give up. Give up is the worst. You're never going to make it if you give up. If you try, you always have a chance of making it, and more than that, Hashem will always make it so that you will make it, and then if you don't give up. Ube'emes, lo kenhu. Really, it's not like that. You can't just say, oh, I've tried so many times and it didn't work. Ki ani yodeh ha'emes, shehu zichron levracha. I know, the fact is, kiven b'chol dvarav gam v'chulu. I think he was speaking about every person. Kol echad ve'echad v'chulu ayin sham. And he was speaking about every single person. Every single person has hope. Every single person has chance. Every single person has to continue no matter how many times they fall. That's just no matter how far they feel they are, they have to just continue going more and more and more. And that's the way we get where we're supposed to go. Yeah? Yeah. L'kol echad, this is something very interesting also. L'kol echad ve'echad, every single person, every individual, yesh lo anhagas miyuchad shetzarich linhag, kafi shetzarich l'taken ma shepagam v'kafi shorosh neshamasa. Every person has different job in this world and different things they have to do. There are two reasons for this that he's bringing here. One reason is according to the sins that you did. Let's say a person sinned a lot with women or with money, right? Then he has to fix those problems, those specific issues. Where somebody else who never did such a problem, never did such a sin, does not have to work on that topic. And the other thing is according to a person's shorosh neshama. So that's according to your actions, according to what you did. Another one is according to shorosh neshama, according to who you are. You want to call it genetics, but what your soul, where your soul came from, and what it's supposed to fix in this world. So one person might find that he loves learning Kabbalah, and one person might find that he loves learning Halacha. One person might find that he loves giving out food to poor people, and the other person might find that he loves, and he needs to sit and learn all day. Everyone has their own major purpose in this world. So every person has different things. But davening to Hashem, praying to Hashem, and talking to Hashem in your own language, in your own words, every single day in the own language that you speak, that you have to speak to Hashem, this is for everybody. So there are some things that are only for some people, like running around, let's say jumping on vans, making people happy with, maybe for some people. And
I want to do that.
Okay, that's good. That may work for some people. That's very important. And for other people, it may be sitting and learning all day, 24 hours a day without stopping, or without stopping except for davening. And other people, it might be different, going to all the grave sites of tzaddikim and visiting every holy place they could possibly visit and learning in each place for a day or two. Everyone has their own thing that they have to do in this world. But there's one thing that everyone has to do. Everyone has to do. And that's davening to Hashem.
Is the Rosh going to Uman, by the way?
I don't know. We're on microphone now, so you're being recorded. So we're gonna put this on YouTube.
Okay.
And I don't know if we should if we speak about other people.
I was asking if he's going to Uman.
I don't know. I didn't speak to him about it again. I spoke to him before, and he said he is planning on. He would like to go. It really has to work with his schedule and everything.
Okay.
So we'll have to see. Every Jew is obligated in this, has to talk to Hashem. What does it mean to talk to Hashem? To speak to Hashem about what you're going through in your own language. That's what it means. There's another thing that every person has to do, is learning laws. If a person doesn't know the laws, if you don't know the halacha, the Jewish laws of how to live your life, you will never be able to do the right thing. It won't be possible, because you don't know. You know, how are you supposed to be how are you supposed to be healthy if you don't know what's healthy?
Yeah.
Right? How are you supposed to be able to drive a car if nobody's there to teach you and you don't have any way to know? Like, it's impossible to know. That's maybe not the best example. Without studying the Shulchan Aruch is the book of laws that we have in the Torah. We have to study the laws, because if you don't know the laws, you don't know what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. It's impossible. How are you going to know the laws of milk and meat? When it's called a mixture that you're allowed to eat, when it's called a mixture you're not allowed to eat? How do you know if you're allowed to eat blood of fish, or if you're not allowed to eat blood of fish? What fish are kosher, what fish are not kosher? You know, does it have to be cooked or salted? It's impossible to know these things without studying. So every single day, a person also has to study even one little part of this book, of the Shulchan Aruch. So we have now a number of different, for Sfardim, there's Kitzur Shulchan Aruch of Rav Ovadia Yosef, which is very good, and it discusses a lot of modern day things. It's one book, and in that book you know basically all the laws of Jewish living. Without knowing that book, it's impossible. You can learn all the Torah in the world. You can learn every single other part of the Torah. You can learn all the Kabbalah, and you can learn all the, Breslov books and everything, and you won't know how to do it. You won't know what's kosher and what's not kosher, how to live. Okay, B'chol Yom, Hu Gan Ken Hanag Klois. That's also a general principle of something that we have to do. So we have to do all these things.